Let's get this all straightened out here. What's up, guys? My name is Casper Jones. I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards, and you're watching Days with Casper. If you want one of these handcrafted boards of your own, just go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of your own. Got this live start a little early today. Sorry if it's been a while since I've done a live. I've been filming this series called Life Take Shape, where I show off a shape from Life Skateboards, give you all the specs, and then take you through shaping it in real time. So that's kind of taken up my attention as far as lives and stuff go. But today, we are going to load up the monster press, which is the 15-inch press, and then I've got a stack of boards in the other room to shape. So thanks for tuning in, Casper's Keeper. If you could share this around for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. So generally we're going to be working with 7 plies of maple, but these monster boards, we're going with the standard 6. Take some weight off of them. And I'll go through my spiel once some more people get in here, but if you're unfamiliar with what you're watching, these are Life Skateboards taking shape. Here at Life Skateboards, we do everything in-house. We roll the glue by hand, like you can see here. We put them in the press for 24 hours. They cure for 7 days. We cut out the shape and then apply the graphics by hand with hand-carved linoleum blocks. And if you guys are unfamiliar with what you're watching Life Skateboards be made. We roll the glue by hand on every deck here at Life Skateboards. And you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of these decks of your own. If you make sure you subscribe so you can catch me working live all the time. And if you want to support what I'm doing directly, I did just set up a Patreon. I have no clue what I'm doing, but I think there's a link to it on my description to my page. You can go from there. This Life Take Shape series is taking up a lot of my time lately as far as filming and editing goes. But I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 11 more videos to make after this one. I've been making decks for the last probably 3 or 4 years. Sam Koch, or the owner and operator of Life Skateboards, made his first board in 2012 and brought me on a few years back. Thanks, Pip. You can get one of these of your own at lifeskateboard.com. Now, if you enjoy what you're watching, share it with your friends. It's a pretty niche thing to enjoy watching. So, I do have a series posting right now called Life Take Shape, where I show off one of the shapes, give you the specs, and then take you through watching it. And if you could for me, double tap the screen so YouTube knows you like what you're watching. If you like what you're watching. If you don't, get out of here. I'm just kidding. Get a life. Well, you know where to get one. Go to lifeskateboard.com and get a life. It's going to be a heck of a lot better than most of the things that you've skated, I promise. All right. So, next step here is to tape the edges together. Good morning, bud. It's 7 p.m. here, but where are you watching from that it's morning? Whoops, about knocked over the stack there. Alright, so we tape up the ends on these so they don't slide around in the press. The majority of the time I'm loading up multiple presses, but today I'm just going to be loading up the wide press. We got a bunch of videos ready this morning to start editing and schedule the post. And then we'll get in the other room and continue shaping after we're done here. All right. I'm doing all right, guys. So that's a good question, Mike. This is the board here. So you're watching, these ones are 6. Standard is 7 plies, but these bigger ones we're going to go with 6 on them. After the board is entirely finished, so that they are under pressure for 24 hours, they cure for a week. And then we cut out the shape. Once the shape's cut out, we apply all our graphics with hand-carved linoleum blocks. Sorry, it took me a moment to respond to that. Hey guys, just a heads up, if we're gonna spam the chat, we're gonna get kicked from the chat. How much these cost? A popsicle is $70, and then shapes go up from there. Just go to lifeskateboard.com and get a life. Have you tried carbon fiber? No. Have you tried one of these? We're real damn good at all wood construction here at Life Skateboards. We'd rather start perfecting the thing that, you know, is how skateboards are made instead of throwing non-wood construction products into it. We are located in New Palestine, Indiana. That's 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. All right, I'm really sorry, Argun, but you're not contributing in any way, shape, or form to this. Thank you. You live here? Well, that's confusing. How come I haven't met you? You need to get out and skate a little bit more. Let's see. We do custom decks, but if you go to lifeskateboard.com, you're going to see over 77 shapes listed on the website. We can do customs as far as shapes go, but we're probably going to have something you like. I am sure am a distinguished fish. I'll take distinct fish. I like that descriptor. Use that on me more often. Very distinct fish. Tyke, I'm really confused on what you mean by a custom tail. I'd suggest checking out lifeskateboard.com. As you can see, these are all finished boards on the wall over here. We've got all kinds of different stuff. So I'm not exactly sure what you mean by a custom tail, but we've got all kinds of different shapes and things like that we've already made. I'm sure you could find something you'd like. As far as pricing goes, I'm not the one that makes that decision. You're going to have to talk to my boss through the Life Skateboards Instagram at lifeskateboard1010. 14.25 is my favorite wheelbase all around. Anywhere between 14 and 14.25. Let me grab some more glue here. Of course, Tyke. Missed the tray a little bit there. Almost made a mess over here. So the reason we roll the glue by hand here at Life Skateboards, we want to give you full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside of your deck. A glue machine is going to skip the top and bottom ply because it gets both sides of the veneer. We don't want to do that, so we roll by hand to give you full coverage and then guarantee against delam. Remember, you can get one of these decks at lifeskateboard.com. Go ahead and subscribe for me so you can catch my lives. Hi there, Redbeard. So I think that you may understand how the phrase custom decks work, but here at Life Skateboards, since we do everything in-house, that can have multiple meanings. Do you want a custom shape? We can do that. You want a custom number of plies? We can do that. Now, if you're asking about certain things like custom graphics, that's where it gets a little bit iffy. So this is where you don't answer questions for me that you don't know the answer to. So here at Life Skateboards, we apply all of our graphics with hand-carved linoleum blocks. So if you're talking about a custom graphic itself, you're going to have to choose from the graphics that we have. Now the reason we go with hand-carved linoleum blocks rather than the heat transfer that the rest of the industry does is a heat transfer. A heat transfer involves, you guessed it, heat. The thing that breaks the bond between glue and maple is, you guessed it, heat. So yes, super easy way to make mass-produced photorealistic images, but at the cost of quality, not something we're going to do. So here at Life Skateboards, we apply all of our graphics with those Lino blocks. You can select those Lino blocks from our website, and there's some of those blocks that aren't listed on there, like the lorry graphic that you can get if you just ask for it. All right. Thank you, Brian. Hi there, Easy Gara. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to lifeskateboard.com, go to the 8.5 popsicle on our website, put in the notes that you want it symmetrical, and then get it ordered, shipped directly to you. That's how we can do that. Hope that answered your question, because we can. Hey, thanks Unholy Terror for tuning in. Do I have an idea of the prices? No, buddy, you're going to go to the website where it has all of the prices and go over there from there. So, Tyke, high likelihood, that answer is yes. Depends on when it comes across the table here. So, the majority of the time, you're not going to know exactly which thing is glued. It ends up being the thing that's shaped, because it has to be in the press for 24 hours and then cured for 7 days. However, you'll likely catch your board being shaped on live unless it becomes one of the Life Take Shape videos. If that happens, then it's going to be in a video, not a live, if that helps. From El Paso, thanks for popping in. Of course, Type. And by the way, if you need, wow, last second here. I usually do this thing where if you buy supers, you put a note on there and I write it inside the board, but I'm currently gluing the last board for the day. So, if you hurry, you can hurry. What's up, Dylan? Sorry I haven't been at LP too much. I've been super, super busy. How close are you to Ashad's shape? How close are you to a symmetrical popsicle? A thing that's existed for a very, very long time. I don't even know how to answer that question. How close are you to one of the most basic shapes in skateboarding? That's a confusing one. What made me want to start doing my YouTube journey? Hey, you're from Dublin? That's rad. So I have been making content for the last decade. I just really enjoy the editing process. I enjoy making videos, filming, and planning. I'll be real honest, the community on Meta and the rules for Meta started getting really annoying. So I switched over to YouTube and just really started enjoying the community here. Yeah. I'm getting used to making long-form videos now. And really enjoying this community and focusing on this. So that's grad. I want to do an Andy Anderson deck. Why don't you do a Life Skateboard deck? Go to lifeskateboard.com. Check out all of our shapes, not just the one somebody else skates. After midnight. Thanks for tuning in from Switzerland. From Minnesota. Where's everybody watching from? I like to go back on these lives and read the chat, even though if I can't pay attention to everything as it happens here. There's over 77 shapes, dudes. And actually, there's a lot more. We're updating the website really soon, and we will have a ton more, including the monster shapes, which is what I'm gluing right now to be pressed. These are going in a 15-inch press. Hey, if you don't like skateboarding, but watching the process is cool, maybe you'll like skateboarding a little bit by the time we're done. Please? Just love skateboarding. I love it. Big old boards, you know it. The website is lifeskateboard.com. That is lifeskateboard.com. From Corpus Christi. Dang. No. Sorry, Goop Hinder. That's the one thing that's evaded me for a really long time. But with my new shape, it's starting to make sense for me. You'd think with all the other crazy stuff. Now, there is a trick that I do that people keep thinking is a 360 hard flip, but it's not. And I correct people on it. It's a 360 semi-flip. It just looks like a hard flip because you lift the flick for it real bad. But they're starting to make sense to me. Just never a trick that really made sense. You know? We've got California and Tennessee, France. Thanks, Denise. Can I say D-nice? Is anyone gonna recognize my reference if I say that? Of course, man. I can touch the adhesive all I want and it is going to break. These are really thin. The only thing that these gloves do is prevent some of the glue from getting on my hands and make cleanup for myself a little better later. D-nice. You know it. This is Type Bond 2. Good question. Alright guys. So I'm going to tape the ends up on this and then I'll be bringing you over to the press. And after we raise up the press, it'll be time to go shape some more. So I will always be nice to D-nice. Because it rhymes. So you got to do what rhymes, you know? It's important. Alrighty, so the press that we're going to be putting this in is the press that we normally have the wide and mellow and youth in. But today I'll be taking one of the centerpieces out of the wide and fitting the monster 15-inch mold in there. From South Africa, thanks for tuning in. I have no clue, bud, Mega. Well, I call it making skateboards here at Life Skateboards. Alright, so like I said, majority of the time we've got the long press right here, and then on top of that, we can usually fit our mellow press in here, and then our youth mold is up top. Today I'm going to take out that centerpiece, and then we've got the monster mold right here. And this thing is gigantic. It's 15 inches wide. We've got several shapes that come off of this one. Why? Because why not? The real reason, we're pretty well known for having boards that are too big for the trucks on the market. So when Slappy went and made a 13-inch truck, we had to say, we got you. And we made a bunch of 13 to 14 6-inch boards. They're really rad and really fun to skate. Alright, so these plastic separators here, all they're doing is literally separating the board from the press and the boards from each other. That's it. So alignment is extremely important, so that's why I'm not really paying attention to the chat or anything right now. Just making sure these boards are straight in here. And good to go. If you've seen that clip of Bam Margera skating a gigantic skateboard, it was one that came out of these presses. Alright, let's slide this upper mold in. And then I just got to fit the youth mold in, align it, and we are good to go to raise this up. Have to wiggle this in there a little bit. As I said, we normally have other stuff in here. There we go. Just took a little elbow grease to get it in there. Alright, make sure that's straight and aligned there. Good to me. Alright, now I just gotta tighten the jacks down and raise these up. So these were hooked up as pneumatic jacks, but we moved the shop and never hooked up the compressor. So we got to raise these by hand. Been doing this for quite a while now. Same results, just a little more work. All right, time to start raising these up, and then we will move on to shaping. I honestly can't wait so I can get home and get to editing and go from there. Wow, there are 1,000 people watching right now. That is wild. Make sure you guys double tap the screen for me. I don't think I've ever had that many people watching at the same time. So if you guys are unfamiliar with what you're watching Life Skateboards get made. Make sure you go to lifeskateboard.com. Get yourself a Life. Make sure you subscribe for me so you can catch these lives. And if you see on my page, I've been posting the Life Take Shape series where I show you guys a shape, give you the specs, and then go from there. There is no way I'm going to be able to keep up with this chat. If you guys want to support, I also have a Patreon. But make sure you go to lifeskateboard.com. Double tap the screen, guys. This is so cool. There's 1,300 people watching me make skateboards right now. Wow, thank you guys. And make sure you check out lifeskateboard.com so you can get one of these boards of your own. You guys just made my day. That's a lot of people. If you like what you're watching, share it for me. Double tap the screen. This is super cool. You guys are seeing. This is really cool. This is cool on my end. So, I'm sorry, I should be showing you guys what I'm doing here. So, as you can see, the glue is squeezing out the edge right here. That's how we know we have enough right there. All right, so that was it for pressing. We are gonna cover up the glue here and go in the next room to start shaping. If you guys are unfamiliar with what we're doing here, this is Life Skateboards. We do everything in-house. We roll the glue by hand. We do long press and cure times. We shape them ourselves. And then we apply the graphics with hand-carved linoleum blocks. And remember, you can get one of these boards of your own at lifeskateboard.com. There's over 77 shapes available on the website. We guarantee against delam. I saw somebody say, do we make life boards? Yes, I'm sorry, long boards. Yes, we do. We've got, I think we have 3 shapes right now. The surfer, the drop down, and the stretched pan head. But we do have a longboard press. So what I'm doing right now is just covering up the glue so there's no waste for tomorrow. All right. And that's why I put gloves on, so it's easier to get to the next step here. All right. No, we make life skateboards, boards that are made to last, not just pretty trash. Wow, Teddy, thank you so much. Thank you, guys. We ship all over the world. Thank you, guys. There is no way that I'm keeping up with the chat here today, guys, but just thank you guys for reaching out and supporting. This is super cool. I'm going to go ahead and put my hair up here, and we are going to get to shaping. So after the boards are pressed, they cure for 7 days, and then once they're cured, Sam takes one of those uncuts. Wow! Thank you, Bed and Deet. You guys are rad. Thank you guys so much. We don't make snowboards, but we have sold some of our boards to make snow skates. Truck holes are placed in right here, and then one of these templates is attached to the board, and it's cut out right here. Run that template along that bearing, good to cut. We bring the edge to a 90 with the concave right here, round it off here, clean it, clean it, clean it, and then ready for graphics. Popsicles go for 70 and shapes go up from there. I'm going to get you guys plugged in. I'm going to get to shaping. In the meantime, go check out lifeskateboard.com. That's lifeskateboard.com. I'm going to ask Casper's keeper to kind of keep an eye on the chat here pretty closely. Popsicles are boring, but we make them for the dummies anyway. I'm sorry for the boring people. My bad. I'm at work here. If you'd like to watch me skate, you can go back to some other videos. All right. I'm going to ask Casper's keeper to kind of keep an eye on the... Waltz, what are you talking about? You need a refund? Weights? But anyway, Casper's keeper is going to be keeping an eye on everything in the chat, answering questions for you, and we'll go from there. I just want to know what Waits is talking about since he's been here for a while. I don't know what Waits is talking about. Thank you. Mid-twin is pretty rad. Undo a flip kick. Now, that's one I can do for you. Then the company is lifeskateboard.com. Thank you, guys. I'm going to get to shaping. Double tap the screen if you like what you're watching. Check out lifeskateboard.com. I'm going to get to work, put my hair up, and make sure I'm safe here. Yeah, I kind of do on this chat. I've never had a chat this big. All right. So it's important to put your hair up in here or you might die. That's the rules. I learned from experience that the Mac wheel tried to kill me a couple times. Hi there, Tom. If you're having trouble with the website, try a different browser or refresh it. It's a pretty big website that has a lot of options and drop menus and whatnot on it, so it gets a little bit confusing, but usually trying a different browser clears that up. All right, I'm going to get to shaping. So we're going to start off with a big old popsicle. So see how that edge is at a 90 with the concave? Now we can go in. So this is actually not thick. You're just not used to seeing a board before the edges are rounded off. But we do make boards that are 8'5". Wow, thank you, Shy Dill. You guys are rad. Now if you if you want to continue supporting, I do have a Patreon set up, and the link for that is in the bio on my channel. Well, thank you guys so much. You're so rad. I'm just going to go ahead and get this whole stack of popsicles out of the way so we can just take that all the way through here. So that's 4 more, and then we'll move along. I got 4 popsicles, 1 mid-twin, and then 2 aggro extremes. The aggro extremes are gigantic. And that's where I keep them. See, I like to make sure that they've got a nice home to stay in. Waits, I'm trying to find out what you're trying to imply about product, or whether you bought something or anything like that. Because you've been on several of my lives now, and I don't believe you bought anything, but you're asking for a refund. That's a little confusing. Hey, thank you, Florida. I appreciate you. You'll take a 10 wide. If you go to the website, lifeskateboard.com, go look at the 10. It's awesome. What I think is the most satisfying step of the process here, right after we're done with these 2. Ed, that's a really bad idea. Plenty of people have tried it. It doesn't work. Okay, Ed, alright, I take back what I said. If it's just a longboard, that might work. Thank you, Lucky. They definitely won't. They'll be here forever. They'll be here long after I'm gone. They've been here long before I was here. I'm just a small blip in the existence of skateboarding. I just hope that I leave a positive impact on it. Hey, Waits, I'm still trying to find out what you're talking about. Yo, yeah, this is skateboarding ASMR. Yeah.
Man, you've been on a bunch of my lives, and now I'm gonna have to kick you from the channel, dude. You're being sorry, man. It's been fun, but just proves that when you have a lot larger audience, you act like that's a little weird. He's been here for like the last 7 lives, and I thought that was gonna be all right, but yeah. Well, anyway. I'm not sure if he does. But anyway, this is going to be my favorite step of the process here. This is the part that rounds the edge off. I think it's really satisfying to watch, so I'm going to give you guys the best angle I can give you right here. Yeah, we're going to go from there. I'm going to take all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these through that, and then when we're done with that, we only have 3 more boards, and then I get to go home and eat. That's exciting. All right. make sure you double tap the screen for me so YouTube knows it. Let me move you guys to a new outlet. Let's see. Where's the best way to watch this? Nobody. There's a Volterra in the ceiling. I don't know if you saw that or not. Is that what you were pointing at? There's one right there. It's hidden right there. And don't forget, guys, go to lifeskateboard.com. Get yourself a life. I'm going to take these through the next step. Casper's keeper will answer questions for you if you got them. But, yeah. Give it a life. Lifeskateboard.com. And if you'd like to support directly, you can buy supers, thanks, all the other stuff that I don't know what it's called. Or you can go to my Patreon, subscribe there. I've got some comically large subscriptions for those of you that really, really want to help. But $1 a month ain't gonna hurt me. It's gonna help me. So sorry, I've been here since the sun came up today. I'm a little tired. through this process here, but I'm going to take a moment to explain what I'm doing here. If you're unfamiliar with what you're watching how skateboards should be made at Life Skateboards HQ. My name is Casper Jones. I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards, and you can get one of those at lifeskateboard.com. Here at Life, we do everything in-house. It's just me and the owner doing everything. We glue the boards by hand, we put them in the press, 24 hours in the press, 7 days curing time. They get cut out, and then these are all the steps that I'm responsible for before graphics are applied. We also apply all of our graphics with hand-carved Lino blocks. If you like this part of the process here, I am doing a series called Life Take Shape, where I show you a shape, give you all the specs on it, and then take you through shaping it. Remember, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get any of these boards your own. If you want to support what I'm doing right now, you can buy supers, thanks, and all the other things that are on there. I also have a Patreon. I'm going to double check on the chat here. You're never too old, I promise. Does this make money? This is my job, buddy. These are all orders that I'm making right now. Never. If Felipe Nunez can skateboard without anything below his knees, you can do whatever you want. I promise. Just strap you to the thing. It's okay. I understand there are physical limits to skateboarding. But, I don't know, adaptive skateboarding has taken such a gigantic turn in the last, decade that I can't tell anybody they can't skate. I've seen people with cerebral palsy do tray flips. It's insane. Yes, with assistance, with balance and everything else, but there's just a way for everyone to experience a part of skateboarding, and I absolutely love it. No, Sam, I think you should check out the rest of these processes here. Hey, Carlos. I can put my arm right here if I want to, and this one right here. I can also hug this if I want to. Look at that. Well, you know why? Because the switch is over there. I'd have to be the one that turns it on. I'm safe. Promise. But all right, I'm going to get back to shaping here. I got 2 more of these. We're going to take it onto the Mac wheel, and then we're going to go to the orbital. And before we get to the orbital, I'm going to let you guys know, I take this off for the orbital because we have a vacuum system attached to it. And before all the pee-pee, where's that thing works better around your mouth. I don't know how I got that. Keeper's Keeper, if you could put my a link to my Patreon in the chat, I'd appreciate it. I have no clue if that works or not. Ooh. Stone wheels, clay wheels. It's been a very long day. So, I mean, against razor tail really depends on how you're skating it. Obviously, abrasion is going to tear down the end of a board. It's going to be a lot less sharp than something with carbon fiber in it, that's for sure. And don't forget, guys, you can buy supers, things like that. But go to lifeskateboard.com and check us out. If you want to not take my word for it on the quality of our boards, Google Life Skateboards. You'll find very overwhelmingly positive reviews. One negative review from somebody that doesn't understand we're a board manufacturer and not a skate shop, and didn't understand that that's the reason we don't have ours posted. And then one more negative review from somebody that doesn't like really deep concave. We're very proud of our deep concave, so I went ahead and quoted that review for an ad. And if you guys are liking what you're watching, double tap the screen for me. Agreed, Guero. But, I mean, there are some fun tricks like the push cart and things like that that absolutely destroy your tail. But I am one that is afraid of razor tail. I had a horrible injury. It was not very fun. It's very mentally scarring, the things that happened to me from razor tail. And I retire my boards before they razor tail. And these still last me significantly longer than a factory board would. I found these boards before I was the one making them, and I fell in love with them. Do I play skate? No, I just play skateboards. I mean, Skate 3 a little bit. I haven't played the new one yet at all. Alright. So this is actually my least favorite machine. It has tried to kill me before. Not an easy lesson to learn. To the final step, the orbital. That's a good question. Is skateboarding big in India? I do get a lot of people watching from India, but I have no clue. I heard the new one isn't very good. I downloaded it and then didn't touch it. All right. So this last step here is just cleaning up any excess glue and then clean up the edges, and then after that we apply graphics.
I have no clue. Somebody update AJ on that. I think that would be a good question. That is a good question. If you're wondering why I'm using this nice orbital, it's because the other one broke. That was so fun. Dark, you can always come visit. If you order a board, you can select local pickup, and then we have to be here. Or if you get over in the area, you can coordinate getting through here. Oh, no. Venom, it depends on how many you order. There's no per day amount. We make boards to order here, so all depends on you. Go to lifeskateboard.com and get one if you'd like. Yeah, I'm not gonna check the new one out then. I'll stick to real life skateboarding. Alright. Well guys, I think what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna show you guys a couple of the big shapes. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about my new shape, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end the live here so I can make some more videos off of this today. I've been making boards for the last 4 years. Yeah, it bit the dust, literally. No, it like would not move. But all right, real quick, I'm gonna show you what I was going to shape, and then I'm gonna end the live here. It looks like my phone's not gonna survive this live. So this is called the Aggro Extreme. Aggro already means extreme, so the Aggro Extreme better be pretty extreme, right? So this is the Aggro Extreme. It's gigantic. If you go to the Life Skateboards Instagram, there's instructions for how to order this, or you can wait for the new website. But if you don't want to wait, just follow those instructions on Life Skateboards 1010 on Instagram. This is gigantic. The Slappy 13s fit this. Why? Because why not? This is from that press that you watched us load earlier. We've got several shapes from that press. The other thing, if you go to... Now, if you've been watching my lives recently, you've noticed that I've had that signature shape that I released. There are still 3 left out of the 10 for that signed and numbered release. It's going to be this shape. Obviously, this is just a template. This is not a skateboard. This is a template. It's this shape here. Really like it. If you go to lifeskateboard.com and go to the Casper signature, you're not going to see this shape on there, but this is what you're going to get. I really liked the knuckle. I tried to taper it down so that it would fit onto the standard press and have tighter concave. So be one of those last 3 to grab it, and you get it signed and numbered and with a free collage on it. That's usually an extra $25. If you want examples of those collages, you can go to my page. I think I have a post with photos of the ones that are already done. Guerrero, loosen your trucks. Loosen your trucks. Loose trucks save lives. But all right, guys. Go to lifeskateboard.com. Get a life! And then you can tell all your friends to get a life. And it's not an insult. You just want them to have a better board because you care about them. But when you get a board from us here, it's going to be guaranteed against the DLAM, made just for you, exactly how you want. I wish I spoke Spanish. Yes, Big Rig Bill, of course, because looking down and seeing a popsicle is super boring, which is why, unfortunately, this has been a little bit of a boring live with these stacks of popsicles. But we still abide by what the customer wants, so we're going to make popsicles. But we've got all kinds of funky shapes. You should try mine out. Thanks, guys. Subscribe so you catch these. I don't have a normal schedule. Have a great night. I'm going to probably go eat something. And bye-bye. Love you. Tell your mom I said hi. Not in a negative way, but because she's a nice lady.